I have been a fan of the Pokemon anime ever since episode 1 aired, and when I saw it when I was just 4 years old. Ever since then, the anime is something that has always stuck with me, from childhood and even into today as an adult. The magic of the anime is just something that never left me. And I know I'm probably not alone when I say that we have probably all imagined as fans of the anime what it would be like to capture these amazing creatures and travel the world and see the amazing sights with our Pokemon. As someone who has seen nearly every single episode, in today's video I'm going to be talking about what my character would go through if I was a character in the Pokemon anime. Hey Pokemon Champions, Champion Blaze here, and in today's video I will be partaking in the Wants to Journeys tag 2021. This tag will be focusing on what our character would do if we were to insert ourselves in the Pokemon anime. Now, if you've heard of the Wants to Battle tag from Bird Keeper Toby, well, this is just a slight variation of that, with this one focusing heavily on the anime. And I do need to give a shout out to the Incineroar man himself, Crasher, for making this tag. The questions and rules of the tag are very simple. We'll be going over what region I would be from, what team I would be using, having access to no legendaries, 1 pseudo and 1 starter max, as well as 3 in rotation, and what our journey and goal would be, as well as some rivals and companions that we would have along the way. And of course, at the end of the tag I will be required to tag 5 people in order to do the tag as well. But now that we've got that taken care of and you know what's going on, let's jump in to the Wants to Journeys tag 2021. Starting off this tag, I think it would be most important to start with what region do you hail from, as it would properly set up my backstory and the journey that I'm gonna take in the anime. Now of course, being the Gen 4 baby that I am and the Gen 4 stan that I am, I clearly come from Twin Leaf Town in the Sinnoh region. If you've been on my channel long enough, then you know that that would be a no-brainer that I'm coming from the Sinnoh region. Sinnoh was the very first region I ever traveled through in the main series, in the main games, being with Diamond and Pearl, and then eventually Platinum later on. Sinnoh was the region that taught me what it was to be a Pokemon trainer, to battle with Pokemon, to go and catch them, to become the Pokemon champion. It was the first region that I had ever traversed through with all the HMs and all the nonsense. Team Galactic was the first team that I ever fought. And overall, Gen 4 gave a really awesome experience for me as a Pokemon fan. Now that we've covered what region I'm from, I think it's also important to know where this specific story is going to come from with my character in the Pokemon anime. 3 years ago, in the summer of 2018, I made a series on the channel over the course of a few weeks in the summer, the Team Blaze series, my Pokemon Evil Team. Of course, this was a video tag started by Bird Keeper Toby with his original My Evil Team video, as well as Mr. Buddy himself. This kind of tag video was really popular among people in the Pokemon community, with so many different creators making their own versions of a Pokemon Evil Team. In episode 1, Prologue of Fire, my burning backstory, we chronicle the events of my character going through every single region in the Pokemon world, starting with the starter Pokemon known as Turtwig, of course the best grass-type Pokemon. So my Pokemon Wants to Journeys tag video is essentially going to be a continuation of Prologue of Fire, of that same journey, but with a little bit of rewriting worked in there. And if you haven't seen Prologue of Fire, I highly recommend you check that out with the link in the description below and in the iCard above. But with that being said, now that you know where my story is gonna go, let's get into the rest of the Journeys tag. My journey in the Pokemon region picks up where Prologue of Fire leaves off. It leaves off with me losing to my rival back in Twin Leaf Town after traveling the world. I became the Alola region champion, but then lost to a powerful trainer with a Mega Charizard X. This was a trainer of legends from the Kalos region, a trainer whose Charizard was so powerful it was even known to take down and stand up to legendary Pokemon. But back in the Sinnoh region after all those events, I became a little depressed losing to my rival once again. I didn't know what to do with myself and with my Pokemon, or what to do in order to continue my journey. I was questioning myself, questioning whether or not I was a good trainer, if I was ever going to be the strongest trainer that I could be, questioning if my best was really good enough. I really don't do much of anything in about the time of a month, but after that I end up seeing on TV a marvelous battle taking place in the Kalos League Finals. It's a battle between a Mega Charizard X as well as a mysterious Greninja. This makes me start to think back at the time I also saw a similar battle in the Kalos League Finals between a Mega Charizard X and a mysterious Greninja. But this Greninja was quite different. It had a different color palette on its body and was also dubbed by the trainer known as Satoshi Koga. And while watching the battle, I also noticed that the Mega Charizard X did not need a Keystone or a Mega Ring in order to Mega Evolve. So it seemed that both of these trainers were extremely powerful beyond the strength of mere other trainers that I've seen on my journey. I saw this highly powerful and highly large Mega Charizard X go up against this amazingly powerful new Greninja form. It was a clash between Flamethrower and Water Shuriken, Dragon Claw and Aerial Ace, and it was a fantastic battle of epic proportions. After this battle had concluded, the trainer known as Zack and his Greninja actually came out on top and won the battle. And that same trainer is actually known as the regional champion of the Kalos region. After seeing their titanic battle of great strength and amazing endurance, I get so inspired by their battle that I want to meet these two incredibly powerful trainers. I'd like to meet them and maybe have a battle with them to test my strength, see if I can get better and maybe one day get on their level. After the Kalos League finals conclude, it's actually stated in an interview that the Pokemon trainer that owns the Mega Charizard X is actually known as Raph, and he is actually from another region I haven't been to yet, the Galar region. He is the regional champion of the Galar region. And seeing as how Galar is a region I never went to before in my journey, well, I think it's time to head on to a new region. But before I go, I do need to get a bit stronger, so it's time for a training montage. After seeing the intense battle between Mega Charizard X and Satoshige Koga, I grab my original Sinnoh team that I had when I began my journey and I take on the Elite Four and Cynthia the champion once again. I actually managed to defeat them all and I now become the Sinnoh region champion. Turtwig has still yet to evolve, but that is by choice and also by Turtwig's choice not to evolve. And also while training in Victory Road before I got to the league, I came across a mysterious Pokemon, a mysterious bear-like Pokemon with gray fur that I have never seen before. My Pokédex couldn't even identify it. It showed up for about a few seconds, but then it dashed off back into the cave, so I'm not sure what Pokemon this could have been. But after winning the league and becoming the Sinnoh region champion, I go over to the battle tower and I train with Pokemon Tower Tycoon Palmer. I train with him in his Rhyperior and eventually even go over to Stark Mountain in order to do more training over there. It's over there again that I see this mysterious Pokemon. I still don't know what it is, but judging by its appearance, Palmer says that it might be a special Pokemon from the Galar region. He says it's a region he's never been to yet, but one he's wanted to go to for quite a while. He says there's tons of new Pokemon over there that me and him have yet to see. He says there's one called Kubfu, and it's a legendary Pokemon, but not much is known about it over here in Sinnoh. So now, having become the champion, seeing a mysterious new Pokemon, and having my spirits higher than ever, I now finally head off to the Galar region in order to meet Raph and maybe find out more about this mysterious Kubfu. So I finally arrive in the Galar region and I head over to Wedgehurst where the regional professor is. I visit Professor Kuro and I ask him about Kubfu and what's known about it here in the Galar region. He says it's an absolutely extremely powerful Pokemon that used to train in mountains of a different region in an older time. It's actually not native to the Galar region. So it makes me think, could it actually have been from Sinnoh, but yet it stays in Galar? It's quite interesting and intriguing as to what this Pokemon is doing in Sinnoh and in Galar. Professor Kuro advises me that if I want to learn more about Kubfu, that I should head on over to the Isle of Armor in Eastern Galar. So we take the train in Corviknight Taxi and we head on over to the Isle of Armor to chat with Mustard and learn more about the legends of Kubfu and what it's all about. When I arrive in the Isle of Armor, I head on over to the dojo where Mustard resides and ask him about Kubfu, its lore, its biology, and where it came from. He tells me that while yes, it is not native to the Galar region, it's been known to train in mountains of other regions. Its home region actually isn't known at this moment in time. More research needs to be done in order to figure that out. And while I'm asking Mustard all these questions about Kubfu, the same Kubfu that I saw in Sinnoh back in Victory Road and at Stark Mountain actually shows up. It's a little bigger than your average Kubfu, and actually this one followed me from the Sinnoh region, and I'm wondering why. Why did this one tag along and head over to Galar? Well, maybe Mustard might have the answer. We head on over to the Tower of Darkness and the Tower of Waters in order to see if this Kubfu would be interested in either of these to strengthen its power and to become stronger. Turns out this Kubfu isn't interested in either of these towers. It isn't interested in the Tower of Darkness nor the Tower of Waters. It's quite unusual for a Kubfu to reject not one but both of these towers. Mustard goes on to say that there's actually a tale of an especially strong Kubfu that's actually bigger than your average Kubfu, which this one is. And he says in legend that there was an Urshifu that was stronger than Rapid Strike Style and Single Strike Style Urshifu, one that was actually purple in nature, one that gave off a purple aura when Gigantamaxing. But this specific kind of Urshifu has not been seen in quite a few hundred years, and neither has this Kubfu as well. So we're dealing with a specially strong Kubfu, a very unusual one that hasn't been seen in quite a very long time. Now this Kubfu is extremely intriguing, and after learning about the legend, this Kubfu actually wants to battle my Turtwig. So I battle it, and it's a very intense battle between these two Pokemon, but my Turtwig just barely gets the victory. Afterwards, Kubfu actually agrees to join my team. Now hang on, I know what you're thinking. The rules say no legendary Pokemon. Yes, I know, but it's my story. But I will abide by the rules. Kubfu will not be on my actual Journeys team, as the team I have later on is quite different and does not include Kubfu. But for part of the story, Kubfu's on the team. After capturing Kubfu in a Pokeball, Mustard suggests that I take on the Galar League Gym Challenge in order to strengthen up Kubfu and maybe one day evolve it. So I take his advice and I now go on to challenge all the gym leaders in the Galar region. And in order to take on the Galar League, I'm going to need a brand new team of Pokemon. So this is going to be my team that I go forward with in the Galar region. My team to take on the Galar League and its gyms would be Turtwig, Kubfu, Corviknight, Toxtricity, Dragapult, and Arcanine. I think this team offers a lot of good type variety and type coverage, and while Turtwig did not evolve on any of my prior journeys throughout the Pokemon world, its true power is actually unlocked in the Galar region. Back on the Isle of Armor, Mustard told me about special honey that could make Pokemon G-Max. He told me of the tale of the extremely powerful Dynamax Vespiquen and how eating Max Honey can even make other Pokemon G-Max if they're able to, showing me how Venusaur and Blastoise and Charizard are able to Gigantamax in the Galar region. He doesn't know all the Gigantamax forms that are said to exist, only the ones documented in current Galar history, but he said that there may be more Pokemon that are able to Gigantamax, and this made my Turtwig very interested in the phenomenon. So while I'm taking up the Galar League Gym Challenge, my Turtwig actually finally evolves. It wants to get to its strongest state, so eventually halfway through the challenge it evolves into a Grottle, and then by the end it evolves into Torterra just in time to take on Raihan's gym. When we get to Raihan's gym, more incredible things happen because as while I'm taking on his army of ground-type and dragon-type Pokemon, I face him in the double battle with Torterra and Kubfu. Mid-battle, Urshifu defends Torterra from an incoming Dragon Pulse, and the purple aura from the Dragon Pulse actually triggers Urshifu to evolve. It's engulfed in a purple and blue aura and evolves into this brand new fighting style of Urshifu, which is fighting Dragon-type known as Dragon Fist style Urshifu. This new form of Urshifu is the one that Mustard spoke of in Legends, the one that hasn't been seen for around 300 to 400 years. This is the special Urshifu form that is stronger than both Rapid Style and Single Strike Style Urshifu. Now for most of my gym challenge, I've been using G-Max Corviknight in order to Gigantamax against all the other gym leaders, but in this battle, I used the power of Gigantamax Urshifu in order to take down Raihan and his dragons. With that, I go to the Galar League and actually win the Galar League. But now that the Galarian Star Tournament has been implemented by Leon, in order to become the Galar League champion, you must beat the Galarian Star Tournament. Only then will you be able to challenge the current champion of the Galar region, and that's my goal, to get to Raph. Following my victory in the Galar League, I head back to the Isle of Armor to show Mustard my brand new form of Urshifu. He is beyond words and super shocked to see that my Kubfu actually evolved into the brand new style of Urshifu. He says that Dragon Fist style was only spoken of in Legends and hasn't seen one in his lifetime at all, so it's quite the sight to behold. He says he wants to test the strength of Dragon Style Urshifu to see if it holds up to the Legends. So it's Dragon Style Urshifu against Rapid Strike Style Urshifu. My Dragon Style Urshifu goes up against his Urshifu and it's an intense battle throwing punches back and forth, but mine does come out on top. After that I decide to explore the Isle a little more and I find that Torterra actually takes an interest in Max Honey. After eating the honey, Torterra begins to glow with a green aura as if Overgrow was activated, even if it's not in battle. This causes Torterra to give off a massive grass blast similar to a leaf storm, but it just gives off a powerful blast of nature energy. I go over to see if Torterra's okay. It's fine, it's not injured or anything, but it's strange how it reacted to the Max Honey. With that being said, I know I have my sights set on the Galarian Star Tournament. I know the best of the best trainers are going to be there. So I train with my Galar team in the Crown Tundra for a while, explore the Reggie ruins a little bit, and then it's time to head on over to the Galarian Star Tournament. I breeze through all the trainers like Tobias in the Sinnoh League using my Dragon Claw style Urshifu, but when I get to the finals, I finally get to meet that powerful trainer with the Mega Charizard X. Raph, the current champion of the Galar region. With this battle, I decided to actually bench my Urshifu and swap it in with my Lucario that I picked up while traveling the Galar region as well. Our teams go back and forth, my Arcanine beating his Metagross, my Toxtricity beating his Yanmega. It's an extremely tight battle, and while I have my last two Pokemon, being my Dragapult and my Torterra, he sends out Mega Charizard X. He finally brings out Charizard X, and this is the moment I've been waiting for. This is the Pokemon I've been waiting to battle ever since I saw it on TV in the Kalos League Finals. The moment is finally here to test my strength against it. It's a fierce fight, and while Mega Charizard X knocks out my Dragapult, I send in Torterra, my final Pokemon. With all the Gigantamax energy floating around the stadium, Torterra reacts to it because he ate the Max Honey. This causes Torterra to Gigantamax.
俺たちは一つに行くぜ兄弟マックスドライトス
My Torterra becomes Gigantamax Torterra. However, because this is the first time a Sinnoh region Pokemon has Gigantamaxed, and it's my first time using the Gigantamax phenomenon with Torterra, we don't have mastery over this phenomenon. We're not used to battling this way, so because we haven't adapted to it, we end up losing to Raph and do not overcome his strength. After the battle, me and Raph have a nice conversation admiring each other's strength, and he tells me that I've got some good potential as a trainer, that I may even be able to surpass him one day as a trainer and maybe become the future champion of the Galar region. But he says I have a long way to go in order to master the new Gigantamax phenomenon I've unlocked with Torterra. And that essentially is where my journey would leave off. So now I think it's time to talk about my goals as a trainer in the Pokemon world. After losing to Raph, my new goals as a Pokemon trainer would be to master the Gigantamax power with Torterra, and then take part in the Pokemon World Championships, as that is where Raph says he's going to be taking part next. He wants to test his power with other trainers as well. He wants to get stronger and better himself as well as a trainer, to get stronger with Charizard. And I think that's an admirable goal, so I say that I'm going to do the same thing. I want to get stronger with Torterra and master the Gigantamax power we've unlocked. But in order to become the very best like no one ever was and win in the PWC, I'm gonna need the best team that I've ever had. The strongest team consisting of the strongest Pokemon from all my travels around the Pokemon world. The team that I end up using throughout my entire time training in the PWC in order to get to the Master 8 would be the following. My team would be Torterra. Torterra was the first starter Pokemon I ever chose in a Pokemon game, where it was Turtwig, just a little Turtwig in Twin Leaf Town from Professor Rowan. This was the first grass type starter I ever used, so it has a very special place in my heart. And it's the starter I've used the most because Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are the games I've played the most. Next would be my Staraptor. You're gonna need the best bird on your team, and Staraptor was the first regional bird I ever used, and it is my favorite. I caught Starly on Route 201, and this Pokemon never lets me down. It's extremely powerful, its Intimidate ability always comes in handy, and it is by far the best bird, so it's gotta make the team. Third on the team as my pseudo would be Garchomp. I've actually used this in a recent Pokemon Platinum playthrough, getting it in Wayward Cave, and it is an absolute monstrous force against other trainers. That Dragon ground typing is extremely powerful and versatile in battle, and it's the best pseudo legendary that we have. Moving on to the second half of my team, I do need a fire type on the team, and that is going to be Magmortar. But my Magmar is actually going to come from the Kanto region. I evolved it later on into a Magmortar after my journeys in Kanto had concluded. To complete my fire, water, grass core on my team, my water type is going to be Lapras that I also caught over in the Kanto region. And it's just a beautiful and elegant Pokemon. I've been attached to it ever since it debuted in the Orange Islands with Ash's team, and it's still to this day one of the best water ice types that we have in the game. Now finally, to round out the team, I think I'm gonna add a nice electric type to the team. This Pokemon is going to come from the Galar region. It's going to be Toxtricity. Toxtricity, I mentioned earlier, was used in my Galar team in this video. So in order to make my team the strongest it can be, I'm going to use Toxtricity in the Pokemon World Championships. My best team that I can bring to the Pokemon World Championships would be Torterra, Staraptor, Garchomp, Magmortar, Lapras, and Toxtricity. 1 from Galar, 2 from Kanto, and 3 from Sinnoh. But I also need 3 Pokemon in rotation to help me out as well. Those Pokemon would be Gliscor, which evolved from a Gligar that I caught in the Johto region, my Snorlax that evolved from a Munchlax I caught on a Honey Tree in the Sinnoh region, and an Aggron that I caught over when I traveled in the Hoenn region. These would be my 3 Pokemon I keep in rotation, along with the other members of my team. And a fun fact about all the Pokemon on this team and the ones in rotation are that these are all Pokemon that I used and caught in Prologue of Fire at some point in that story. And most of them are also Pokemon that I have used in a playthrough before as well, so I have bonded a lot with these Pokemon. And on top of it, they're just some of my favorites from all of their respective typings. Now previously I mentioned the Master 8, and the Master 8 in my version of the Pokemon world would be the following. Zack, who would represent the Kalos region as its champion, Raph, who would represent the Galar region as its champion, me as the Sinnoh champion, Ash Ketchum himself would be in the Master 8 representing the Alola region, Iris would be in the Master 8 representing the Unova region, of course the man himself Leon from the Galar region would have to be in the Master 8, my bro Trayman 1 would be in the Master 8 also representing the Alola region as one of its kahunas, and Infamous Trainer would also represent the Sinnoh region in the Master 8, but in my version he's also become the recent brand new Johto region champion. I thought this would be a nice touch since he's also doing a Heart Gold playthrough on his channel at the moment as well. So this would be the Master 8 in my version of the Pokemon anime in this story. So I've gone over my region, my journey, my goals, what my team would be, but let's talk about some rivals and companions that I would have along my journey in the Pokemon anime. Of course my two traveling companions would have to be my bros Infamous Trainer and Trayman 1. Early in the year I did do a collab with both of them respectively, and it was a super fun time, so these guys are great friends and I would love to travel the Pokemon world with them. And on top of it, Infamous would make for a great friendly rival seeing as how his Sinnoh starter would be a Chimchar, so it would be a great rival for my Turtwig. Although if we're working to be the very best like no one ever was, then it would be a battle between Infernape and Torterra. As for my rivals in the Pokemon anime, it was of course be Ash Ketchum himself, Leon who was the former regional champion of the Galar region, and of course Raph. Raph was my inspiration to restart my Pokemon journey and head over to Galar in the first place in order to meet him. So those three would be my big rivals along with my friend Zera Voltage, who I met while traveling the Galar region as he was starting his journey on the same time I got to the Galar region. So we had many battles on our way to the Galar League. And there we go, Pokemon champions. That is what I would do if I was a character in the Pokemon anime. Those are all my responses for the Wants to Journeys tag 2021. But I'm not done yet. I've got to tag 5 people in order to do this tag next. So I'm going to tag Mystic Umbreon, Aeonic Bond, Zera Voltage. I will be tagging JPR as well. And then for my 5th option, I'm not really sure who to tag next. So I'm going to tag you, the viewer. And of course I do have to give a big shout out once again to the Incineroar man himself, Crasher, for making this brand new tag a fun way to dive into the Pokemon community and just talk about the anime. But with that being said, I hope you did enjoy the story and enjoy this tag, and if you're a creator, I hope you do this video yourself. With that being said, thanks so much for watching. I'm Champion Darkblaze, and until the next time, train hard, I'll catch you guys later.